Hello and welcome back to On The Rocks. Hope you're all doing well today. Looking forward to today's episode. Looking forward to seeing our new stadium. I completely forgot that we had a new stadium in development, but it's been done in between episodes. I got told about it and, we've got a brand new stadium with 33,750 seats. So here it is. Yeah, not much to look at on this screen. It just shows a pitch that is 107 metres long and 67 metres wide. It's grass. It's got undersoil heating. No roof, unfortunately. And has played 3 games so far. As you can see, all of them wins. Speaking of winning, we've done lots of that since the last episode. You were last here, of course, for the Deadline Day special, as well as beating Dundee 4-0. Well, since then, plenty of green. A 2-0 win away from home against Hibs before the opening game in the new stadium resulted in a 4-0 thrashing of Zenit. You love to see it. We then battered Celtic at home 2-0, selling out that one completely. So maybe we should be asking for a stadium expansion pretty soon. We'll talk more about money later on. We then beat Kilmarnock away from home 2-1 in the Betfred Cup quarter-final. Hamilton, we battered them 4-0 in the Scottish Premiership before beating Leipzig 3-1 in the Champions League and then beating Motherwell 3-0 in the Scottish Premiership. So, other than that Tottenham loss, which is a bit of a blotch on the record, we are unbeaten this season in all competitions that matter to us, because that doesn't matter to us unless we win it. As you can see, we are top of the table as things stand, which is fantastic, winning all of our games so far. We are playing Hearts today, who are the only other team this season to be undefeated. 4 wins, 4 draws for Hearts. They find themselves in 4th position, but we are obviously top of the table by a good few points now. The Champions League group, we are only 2nd in our Champions League group. That's by virtue of Milan having a huge win against Zenit. 9-1 they beat Zenit. Talking of Champions League stuff, look at this. Rangers are having a very good tournament so far. They have done something that we couldn't do. They, annoyingly, well, not annoyingly, but they did beat Tottenham, which is a bit annoying because, of course, we couldn't beat Tottenham. But there we go. Rangers beat Tottenham on the opening Champions League group stage day. So actually, this does suggest maybe Rangers might actually have a chance of qualifying from their group. I realise it may have been behind me, actually, when I showed you before, but you can see here they are 2nd in it on 4 points, as well as Real Madrid. They drew to Real Madrid too, which is a decent result. Anyway, let's get into today's episode. Make sure you do drop a like on the video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. And also, you might want to get involved in the Patreon. Last time out, we signed loads of players coming into the club. These 3 are joining us soon. And if you look at the transfer history, of course, we signed those 4 at the end of yesterday's episode. I said these guys are all going to be available on the Patreon to rename, given our youth intakes have been so bad, and a few of you have taken advantage of it. So we'll start off with Oscar Barreto. He is the left back that we brought in from River to sort of be our backup left back this season. He is going to be renamed Jem Finley, if I can spell that right. So welcome Jem, the brother of Jez. Hopefully we have a nice partnership down the left-hand side between you two. Tigana has also been claimed, the young centre-back who looks really good. Other than his height and heading, he looks really good as a centre-back. But he is also the brother of someone else, because this is now called Tigger McLumper, which I think is fantastic. I can't type today, can I? So the 2 brothers combining there. I'm not entirely sure how that one works out. Maybe Tam's dad went to Brazil as a scout for us and got a bit excited. I don't know. Either way, Brazilian brother. Nicholas Luciano Bacola has also been claimed, which I'm pretty pleased about because that's a bit of a mouthful to say. The downside is the new name's also a mouthful. The new name is Evie Kath de Fothera, which it's a mouthful. I don't know how I'm going to say it all the time. Probably just de Fothera, but I struggle to say that for some reason. De Fothera. Try and say it, it's not easy. And then we've also had Jonathan Mendieta claimed as well. He is now going to be known as Stone St. John. So brilliant, he will be coming in January and hopefully will be a fantastic centre midfielder for us. So 4 players have been claimed. Daniel Polenta still available, Jonathan Pascal still available, and if we go to transfer history, which one is it? Brian Medina also still available if you guys want to go to the Patreon and claim one of these. So let's get into today's first game against Hearts. Obviously, because it's a league game, we're going to rotate the team quite a bit, particularly with AC Milan coming up. So Marcelo Gil stays in goal with Jem Finley coming in at left back. Ad Milson joined by Tigger McLumper at the centre back positions with Fielding at right back. Alavio and Antonio, a youngster that we brought through from the B team or the under-23 team, spent a season out on loan at Kilmarnock last time out, played pretty well. I think he's a good player to have rotating in our first team this season, so he's going to come in as that deep line playmaker. In the attacking midfield, we do have Le Cruz on the left, Thad McRae through the middle, and Westerland on the right, with Evie Cafdy, Fothera playing up front. That is a mouthful. I feel like you guys do this on purpose to me sometimes, just to make me struggle in videos. Right, so kickoff is upon us here today, and the league has been going very well, as you can see. What I've noticed that is quite interesting, and maybe it's only because we're 9 games into the season or so, but Rangers and Celtic, either they are being dragged backwards, or your Hearts, Hibs, Motherwell, Kilmarnocks, even Hamilton to an extent, are just doing better. They're just playing better. They've got better players maybe, or they're just, I don't know, finding better tactics. I don't quite know what it is, but they are either being dragged back, or those other teams are just catching up to Celtic and Rangers. I think this season could be the first season where we see Celtic or Rangers drop outside of the top 3, and that would be huge going forward. All the teams so far having pretty decent starts in Europe as well. I'd be pretty confident to say that all teams actually could qualify from their groups at the moment, which is looking really nice. Particularly Rangers. That's really surprising to me that they managed to beat Tottenham, draw to Real Madrid. It shows that Scottish football in general is getting a lot better. So I'm liking the league at the moment. And I think we've got a really good chance of really boosting our coefficient places this season if the league gets stronger and stronger. They can bring in some good players in January as well, which fingers crossed they'll be able to. And to be fair, Hearts are looking very strong this game. I know we've got a second string team out for this one essentially, but they're holding us. We've not had a good chance in this game yet, and if Hearts can keep doing this in the Europa Conference League as well, I think they're in the Europa Conference League this season. I can't remember which one it is now, to be fair, but if they can keep doing that in Europe, they've got a great chance of going far. And at half-time, it is 0-0, which is a very good result for Hearts. And if they can draw with us, they'll still be unbeaten. That's a very impressive start to the season for Hearts. And actually, they've nearly taken the lead. At the other end of the pitch, though, Antonio on the ball, out to fielding. He can get a ball into the middle. Keeper is the first man to it, though, as he collects that ball coming into the middle. The clearance is good, to be fair, and Matthews tackled by Tigger McLumper. He's played very well for us so far this season. When he has played, he's been solid, so a really good young addition to the team. I think he's got a big future ahead of him if he can just grow a couple of inches. As Admilson now gives away a penalty to Hearts. And if Hearts score, could we be starting to see a little bit of the changing of the guard in the league at the moment? It's been a long time since we've lost to, well, anyone, really. We don't often lose. But if we lose to Hearts here today, this is a big statement of intent from them. Winning this game right now puts them into second place in the table at virtually a third of the way through the season. I really think they could do it, you know. I think they could break into the top 3 this season. The way they've been playing, a lot of draws, but they're not losing. They're very difficult to beat as Westerland comes forward and shoots and misses. Jem Finley, our left back, currently picking up a knock. Looks like we might have to bring him off, apparently. We'll bring him off for Tom McIntyre shortly. As fielding on the ball, looking to come forward with it. If we can grab an equaliser, that would be superb, but we are just not playing particularly well. And here come Hearts once again. Matthews dodges a sliding challenge, gets... Was that Admilson? No, Jem Finley slightly injured, struggling a little bit there. We'll bring him off. It's behind me now, so I can do that very quickly without disrupting the highlight. Robertson taking this one for Hearts. I'm not sure if it's Andrew Robertson. I know he went to the MLS in this save file and got very bad very quickly. And given that it is a deep line playmaker called Robertson, I don't think it is Andrew Robertson. But we, despite having 20 shots in this game, are not playing particularly well. Let's bring the big guns of Jan Cavalcanti on up front. Thabak having a poor game. Let's bring Candace Sissoko on in the attacking midfield. And Tom McIntyre's only just come on, hasn't he? So let's confirm those subs. Brill. 15 minutes or so to go in this game. McIntyre whipped it into the middle. Westerland headed it out to Alavio, who shoots from distance and gets a superb goal. Alavio always scores from distance. What a boy. This was I'm not sure if the keeper had a bit of an issue here, if I'm honest with you. It looked like he didn't really make much of an effort to make the save. A bit of a Actually, to be fair, it's just a wonder goal from Alavio, I think. Okay, well, can we grab a winner in this game? I mean, even drawing, Hearts move up to third in the table. They're doing so well this season. And I'll be honest, I think they deserve a point here today. We've had loads of chances to score, but we've not really done much with it. I really think Hearts deserve a point here today. They have played so well. And you know what? I'm rooting for them now. I'd like to see them get top 3 and Champions League football next season. I'm rooting for them. As Antonio on the ball plays it out to La Cruz. If we score a goal right now, I'll actually feel bad. I'll feel a little bit bad if we score a goal right now. I mean, I'm happy that we've got the 3 points, right? The 3 points is what matters to us. We want to win every game. But I don't think Hearts deserve that. I don't think we deserve the win. But I'm happy that we've got it. It's a great goal from Sissoko as well, by the way. An absolute strike from the edge of the area. No way anyone was ever stopping that. But a good 3 points on the board. It's our second string team as well that's gone on to win the game, which is obviously great for us. But Hearts, I take my hat off to you. You're great. Gem out for 3 to 5 days. That's not too much of an issue, particularly because it is AC Milan coming up next, so we will rotate the team hugely. Right, I said I was going to talk a little bit about money, and we are in a very good situation money-wise. Now, looking through the comments on yesterday's video, a little bit of a split decision on whether it was right to bring in all of those players. A lot of you seem to sort of go on the assumption that it's not long until FM22 comes out. We've only got a few seasons left of this save until that new game comes out. Should have gone for the £41 million world-class guy. And you know what? Maybe you're right. It was nice to bring in some good youngsters because we haven't really had many. Well, I say haven't had many. All we do is sign youngsters. But I felt like it was important to bring a few more in to develop for the end of the save. But also, I do agree with you that maybe it was a better idea to bring in a world-class player. So unless they are like amazing Scottish 16-year-olds that we have to bring in, I think the best option for us right now is to go for the big profile players. So currently 77 or basically £78 million in the bank account. It's dropping down a little bit, but every game in the Champions League that we win, it boosts it up a little bit, which is great to see. Now it says down here, transfer budget is expected to be 43 million next season. What we need to do is try and save as much money as possible, maybe even sell 1 or 2 players in January to boost this balance massively, so we get given a huge balance for next summer to then go out and actually buy some very expensive world-class players. So although earlier I did say maybe let's talk about expanding the stadium, we're already filling it out, that will cost a lot of money and I don't want to take away from the playing budget. Because at some point as well, these players are all going to start to want to have new contracts and they're starting to get towards the end of their contracts. For example, Jan Cavalcanti, would you like to sign a new contract? He's on £55,000 a week right now for another 3 years. So actually, maybe I don't need to give him a new contract. And he doesn't actually want to talk about contracts right now. To be fair, it's only Jez Finley and Tom McIntyre with contracts expiring. In fact, it's only just Jez Finley expiring contract at the end of the season. But players that we'd want to keep around, like Alexandro, contract offering you... Doesn't want to talk about contracts. Domancic. But again, his contract's 3 years away. There's no point actually offering a new contract. He doesn't want to talk. Okay, well, this was a bit of a poor choice to maybe talk about. The point was, the players that we've got, they'll have new contracts coming up for renewal at some point soon, and they'll want big contracts because we're very good now. So we need to save budget for that. But apparently, most of them don't want to even talk contracts with us now. So it was a bit of a wasted 2 minutes there. Sorry. Either way, this is the lineup for the game against AC Milan. Peter moves back in goal, one of the best keepers in the world, with an absolutely world-class backline in front of him. Van Steen at left back, Domancic, Sandro and De Klerk in that backline. All 3 of those are absolute world-class players. In front, a world-class Tam Lumper with Sissoko alongside him. La Cruz stays on the left, Cavalcanti in the middle, Alien on the right, and Varela leads the line. You may have seen it earlier, actually. I put a little picture of Cavalcanti on Twitter. I'm thankful for him every day. Just look how bloody good he is. He is so good. Either way, kickoff is upon us here today, and hopefully very early on, Van Steen with a throw. If we can score a goal inside of 60 seconds, that is a superb start to today's game. Varela getting on the end of La Cruz's flick on there and putting it in the back of the net. Very pleased with that. A great start to the game because Milan are a very good team. We've seen it in the past. They beat Zenit 9-1. They know how to play football. So for us to get a nice early goal there, that is fantastic. You can also see Rangers are taking on Anderlecht. You'd like to think Rangers will be winning that one comfortably, and ideally for us, or ideally for Rangers I should say, Tottenham and Real Madrid will draw. That's what we want to see today. In the meantime, Sandro into De Klerk, who pumped it up towards Varela, who nods it down to Alien, gets it back into Varela cleverly, and then the shot was going way off target anyway, I think, as Donnarumma makes the save either way. Zenit are just the absolute pummel punch bags of Group D that we're in. They're now in the first half 7-0 down to RB Leipzig. We beat them 4-0. That doesn't seem very impressive now because they lost 9-1 to these guys, AC Milan, who are on the attack and not scoring. And now they're 7-0 down. They're not having a great 8-0 down now in the first half. Zenit. Russian football's a joke. Maybe at some point we need to go there and fix it because they never seem to do that well. They always get Champions League football, obviously, because they're the best teams in Russia, but then they just get absolutely mauled. So Zenit, after 3 games, are on minus 20 goal difference. You hate to see it if you're a big Zenit St. Petersburg fan, but it is quite funny at the same time. We, though, are in a very cagey game right now. Not an awful lot going on, but we do hold the lead still, which is fantastic. Although, that was very close from Milan. Just spotted as well, Rangers are 1-0 up too, which is great for us as Demancic, getting only his first goal of the season, surprisingly, is from a direct corner though, which is good. Although he's not played too many games so far this season, I must say. But just getting in there, great header, great goal, 2-0 up. Leipzig are now 9-0 up. It's just coming up behind me. You can just see it over my shoulder, right? 9-0 Leipzig against Zenit. I mean, I feel like we've gone easy on them. If we don't beat them at least 10-0, I'm going to be upset. But yes, Zenit winning 1-0. I've not seen an update for Real Madrid or the Tottenham game yet. Hopefully they're still drawing. That's the ideal result for us there, particularly if Rangers end up winning. Is it going to be another goal? Nearly. The ball bounces around the area. Cavalcanti can't get his shot in the back of the net. And it's turning into a counter-attack now for AC Milan as they get the ball out wide. But that's a great block there from, I think, Demancic. No, Van Steen even. Brilliant. And we are looking a lot more in control of this game now in the second half. Another attack coming through Tam Lumber, who puts it into the middle and it bounces around for a corner. Will we see the corner highlight? We do. Will we see Demancic get another goal? We don't. Okay, so Madrid and Tottenham, it's 1-0 to Madrid, but actually that's quite good for us because it means that Rangers, if they win, will go 4 points clear of Tottenham. I can't believe we lost to Tottenham and they're getting absolutely bodied by Real Madrid, who we normally batter, and Rangers, who we normally batter. I'm a bit annoyed. It's the one trophy that still eludes us. That 11-0, by the way, Leipzig Zenit. The European Super Cup's the only trophy that eludes us. So we need to win the Champions League again this season to then have another stab of winning the Europa League as Cavalcanti gets his goal, making it 3-0. Oh, and to rub salt into the wound, it's now 12-0. Incredible stuff. Zenit St. Petersburg, well and truly in the mud. 3 games played, minus 24 goal difference. Oh, bless them. It's not good. But the main thing is we go top of our Champions League group, which is absolutely superb there. Also, confirmation of Rangers beating Anderlecht and Madrid beating Tottenham. How did the other Scottish teams get on then? Well, Celtic beat Hammarby 3-1. Brilliant. And then if we scroll down a little bit, Hearts with a 0-0 draw against Young Boys. They love a good draw, don't they, Hearts? They love a good draw. So what does that mean for their... if we go to profile, go to the groups. What does this mean? Well, it means Celtic are top of their group from 3 wins. You love to see it. They should be qualified. In terms of Hearts, who are just behind my head, if I bring it there, you can see them now. They're currently 3rd in the group, but they could easily get top 2. Come on, Hearts. When it comes to the Europa Conference League, well, Hibs drew 2-2 with Trabzonspor, which is a good result with the other teams drawing as well. Whereas Motherwell, down here, a big 2-0 win against HJK. So what is it? I think we're having a really good tournament so far for Scottish clubs. If we look at the group stages over here, we can see that Hibs in 2nd in their group on 3 points from 3 draws so far, whereas Motherwell have moved. It's just behind my head. If I just duck down, you can see Motherwell 2nd in their group on 5 points. So it's looking so good. Anyway, one final game to come in today's episode because we need to see this new stadium and I really want to get it on camera. And Dundee who are bottom of the table, should make for a pretty good win at home. So again, we're going to rotate the team hugely for this one. Although Gill's picked up an injury, out for 2 to 3 weeks with sprained ankle ligaments. Well, that's going to mean Peter will start this game for us. We're going to bring Jez Finley on instead of La Cruz on the left-hand side. But the rest of the team looks good to me. So Jem Finley and Jez Finley, the brothers combining there down the left-hand side of the pitch. Admilson, Tigger McLumper, Fielding, Medina, Alavio, Fab McRae, Westerland, Evie, Kath, Di Favera up front. It's a good team. So as we get the game underway here, this should be a rout. Dundee have played 10 and had 2 draws so far. This technically counts as their 3rd draw, but they have been abysmal. So really our second team should be going out here and scoring 5 or 6. You can also 100% guarantee that now that I've said that, we'll score 1 goal in the 90th minute. Or it could be now, Jez Finley putting the ball in to the middle and Alavio meets it with his noggin, putting it into the back of the net with the aid of the crossbar. You love to see it. Alavio, not the tallest man on the pitch, but beating the Dundee players at the back there. A great way to go 1-0 up and a good way for Jez Finley to get a nice assist. Westerland on the ball for us right now in the pouring rain, by the way. It's really chucking it down. We lose possession. Robert Didau, interestingly. Obviously, we let him go at the end of last season to go to another Scottish club to help strengthen them. He's chosen Dundee, which probably was the wrong option. He should have gone to the other Dundee. Although, saying that, they have just equalised against us, which is not ideal. But it's always good to come up against former players of ours. But I will say, the second string team are not putting out good performances so far today. They struggled against Hearts, and now we're drawing to Dundee. Come on, boys, get your act together. Admilson commanding at the back there, but does lose possession. Is that Alan Campbell, by the way, playing for them? Another former player of ours. I don't know if he'd gone to... Did we sell him to Dundee? We definitely sold him to someone in Scotland, but I don't think it was Dundee. It might even be Alan Campbell. We'll double check this one in a minute's time or so, as Alavio coming forward into Di Favera, who scores a banger of a goal to get us back in front. And hopefully now the floodgates are going to open as Medina gets the ball out to Westerland on that right-hand side, coming forward with it into Fielding, putting another ball into the middle, but the defenders reading that one very well as... we lose possession at the front though. Dundee though are not content with losing this game. They look to come forward through the middle of the park right now, getting it out wide to, I presume, Jordan Ibe maybe. They get the ball into the middle. Robert Didau trying to show that we were wrong to let him go as he picks up an assist. How is this happening? It's not looking good for us. Really, is it? It's not looking great for us as Jez Finley now out to Westerland, who doesn't shoot, back to Jez Finley, who is brought down in the area. And apparently Tigger McLumper's the best person to take the penalty. Is he? Is he? To be fair, he's not that bad. Let's put him on it. Let's put him on it. See if he can get his first goal for the club from the penalty spot. I should have put a striker on this, really, given what's at stake. We need the... There we go. You love to see it. Straight down the middle. Oh, it's only his 2nd goal of the season. Already got one. Tigger McLumper with the goal. You love to see it. So good to see a few new faces signing for... So good to see a few new faces getting some goals right now. In terms of other games in the league, I said Rangers were going to struggle this season. They are 2nd right now, but they're losing to Hibs as it stands. And Hearts, again, putting another plucky performance out there against Celtic, who are only winning through an own goal from one of our players. Ryan Kindness is our player on loan. That's a bit annoying that he's done that. But they have just equalised Aberdeen, so... Hearts, so it's looking pretty good for them. I'm really backing them this season. I think Hearts will do it, you know. But we've won the game just against bottom of the table, but at least we get the 3 points. So I must say, I don't think there've been amazing performances from our team. Oh, by the way, the new stadium. This was the whole point of doing the Dundee thing. I didn't even point out the new stadium, did I? I can't believe I've not... Oh, Jesus Christ, Tom. Let's go and watch back the penalty, although we'll pause it, obviously. Right, and then if I just go to change the settings, I want to go, let's go behind the goal, and we want the zoom, is that, oh, this is not great, is it? How do I don't know what I'm doing, really. Data analyst view, zoomed right out, camera zoom right out. Oh, look at this. This is the view we wanted. This is our new stadium. Big, isn't it? I don't know why we've got some like old industrial building. Considering it's a brand new stadium, it's not that state of the art, is it? I'll be honest with you. It's a bit ugly. I'd rather it be a nice, you know, got corners to it. We've not got dodgy floodlights in the corners. Only on those corners though. There's no floodlights on these corners by looks of things. On the near side. If I reverse this... Also, oh, we do have a floodlight there. Another flood. Oh, look, it doesn't render in the floodlights for some reason on the near side when it's like this. That's weird. I'm also a bit confused by the kind of high-tech looking building here, but if we then unreverse it, like some old industrial building there. What's that about? And also, it also looks like the new stadium, we've basically just like ripped up some terraced housing and just literally plunked a stadium in the middle. I'm not that impressed. Anyway, next episode, we're going to push on a little bit. So I think we're going to come back for the Hibs and the RB Leipzig game next time out. So thank you ever so much for watching today's episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. And of course, if you have done, make sure you do drop a like on the video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, have a wonderful evening. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.